Welcome to a 4205 cast. The Kings are coming at you live, but you'll hear us on tape delay. Today I have with me
Theo,
Chris,
Joe,
and I'm Andre, host of a 4205 cast.
I can't really be the 4205 cast.
Yeah, but he's not wrong.
There's others out there.
He's not wrong. We are a 4205 cast.
Hard to argue, I guess. Yeah, can't even argue.
No.
I was like thinking of something clever, and I got nothing.
Nope, because he's not wrong.
But also not right.
No, he's definitely right, Theo.
I am technically correct,
This is the best kind of correct.
which is the best.
Technically.
What's going on,
God
Pete?
damn it.
How we
Hey,
doing?
It's good.
Yeah.
Can't
I
complain.
still function.
Why wouldn't you?
No, hey man, a lot of people don't function anymore. Just saying,
Yeah,
and I am not one of them.
that's you're not wrong.
I have been halfway vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yay!
I felt like
Pretty nice.
shit the day after, but
Oh, did you?
oh yeah,
Claire
Oh,
got
my
her
God.
shot too.
Yeah,
she was
I-
knocked out.
yeah.
She
Is
was
it
knocked out
similar
a little bit that
to
day.
is it similar to a flu shot?
Yes,
Mhm.
it
Okay.
is. I got the Moderna, Moderna shot, and a day after, my arm was very sore, and I got like a severe case of the chills. I spent like an hour and a half in the shower until the hot water ran out.
Oof.
Whoa.
Yeah. Then I woke up the next day feeling fine. So you'll have
There
a
you
day.
go.
Yeah, you'll have a
It's
day. Where
working.
yeah, it's working. You'll have a day where you'll feel
It doesn't
bad,
work if
but-
it's not burning.
Yeah. It burned.
It was icy hot.
Yes.
Wait, they just
Yeah.
shot icy hot into you?
Yes, they shot me with icy hot. That's what happened.
Damn it! Damn it!
Right?
That would explain
Doesn't
why.
sound
I tell you not to go to that gas station, man.
Went all the way to Manhattan for this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like 80th
The thing.
something. Yeah.
The things we do.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah,
Ethan, what?
80th and
Don't dox this place.
I don't remember.
West, east, or west?
I don't remember. I was.
You don't remember if it was on the east side or the west side? What kind of New Yorker are you?
I don't remember what avenue I was on.
Okay.
Give him a break. It's probably the first time he's been in Manhattan in like a year.
It is.
Probably true, actually.
Joke aside, yeah.
that's
I
exactly-
can't remember last time
No, I
I was in Manhattan, like, walking the streets.
I was in Manhattan a couple of weeks ago.
Never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging with the kahuna?
No, the Kahuna came here.
Nice.
Yeah. How was the train when you went?
I didn't go on the train. We drove.
Oh,
Smart.
okay.
Yeah.
I took a
We-
train like for one time since this whole thing happened, and it was packed full of people. I was like, "Oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't
I
don't like this."
I take the train 5 days a week.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it packed?
No, it's in the middle of the day, so it's
Oh,
not
okay.
nearly as bad.
Yeah. All right.
Dog walker schedule, yeah. So
I've taken trains. It's
I'm
fine.
not sitting on the train having a panic attack at the mere thought of it getting crowded, so that's nice.
When you and
Family.
somebody's asses are touching.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't miss that.
No,
Oh.
by the end of February, I should be fine.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, are we going to just casually mention that we're around that 5-year anniversary thing?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Hey.
Just casually mention it. We can
Yeah.
move on now.
Yes. 5 years of being a 4205 cast.
No, that's tonight. That's how we
Man.
rebranding ourselves.
I was going through the back catalog this week, and I had forgot how many episodes I just straight up wasn't on at one point.
Yeah, you were
It's a nice
You were going for
chunk in like the
season.
middle.
Yep. It was like half a
3-man
year.
cast for a long time.
Mhm.
Yep.
No, there's a 4-man. Ant was on a bunch of them when I wasn't here.
That's
In fact, at one point, it was
Yeah.
impossible to get me and Ant in the same room at the same time.
yeah. You guys would to see it
Yeah.
even remotely.
There was that December where they had announced Marvel Infinite,
hmm
and then that episode you were both on.
Yeah, that's right.
We
Yeah.
were talking about our wish. We're talking
Um,
about our wish list for Marvel Infinite, but we didn't
Right.
wish it would be good. So
Mm. So it was our fault. It was bad. Is what you're
Yeah, it
telling
was.
me.
You guys keep saying it's good.
Gameplay wise, it's actually very good.
Could be better. Busting
So can
mechanics.
every fighting game ever.
Yeah.
Except Third Strike.
You know. It just- Now even Third Strike could be better. It could be balanced better.
Yes, Third Strike could be a lot better.
Is perfectly balanced within its own tiers.
That's true. each tier has exactly 3 characters that are in that tier.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Perfectly
true.
balanced. As all things should be.
Yes.
There it is.
Where's my pen?
It was worth it. Lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I was
jumping on the right base? What the hell was that?
My sword pen opener.
Casually,
that's a 1% joke.
Casually mentioned. Just casually drop a Kajito-kun reference on you.
Like the 1%er joke right there. Jesus Christ.
That's not a pen. That's Gutsman's ass.
Games.
All right,
Games. Those things we play.
By the way, join the Discord.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's popping off.
And email us. Okay, games.
Email us in the Discord.
No, I don't think it works like that.
Doesn't it?
Who's going first?
Discord right now.
I don't know. I'm not the host here.
Who's on first?
On this A4205 cast.
Joe.
It's me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Switching it up.
Yeah, okay. Well, over the last month, I needed to find something after Yakuza Like a Dragon left a giant hole in my heart.
As it should.
Yeah. I went back to good old, reliable, tactical RPGs.
Damn right.
The ones I'm going to get burned out on because I've been playing so many over the last year.
Yep.
So I found another one. It's in early access. Surprise. It's not Baldur's Gate 3 because that one
That's not ready.
That's not at all. No, it's not ready. That's
not even.
That is so undercooked. I'm not even thinking about it right now.
I was gonna say, man, if it was like a chicken, it's essentially
it's an embryo.
It's an embryo. It's crazy.
Yeah. You'd be eating that chicken.
Yeah,
as an egg.
That's right. Yeah. It's not even scrambled eggs. Anyway,
not even a little.
I picked up this game called Solasta: Crown of the Magister, and it's basically a D&D game. But unlike the Pathfinder game I was playing, I think it's using 5th edition rules.
Okay.
So you hate it?
Well, anybody who's played any edition of D&D, if they try to play a later edition, they always say, "This isn't as good as what I was playing."
Yeah, and they're old man yelling at Sky every time.
Yeah, and then there's some quality of life things I can see that this edition put on. They're trying to emulate it onto a video game. There's just one problem with this game is that graphically it looks pretty bad. Like the character models look archaic.
Like bad because of
new game.
Was that?
Yeah.
It is a new game.
A new game?
Yeah, it's new. It's in early access.
Joe, is it bad because it looks like last gen graphics, or is just the graphical style ugly?
I think a little of both.
Okay.
The graphical style is pretty ugly. Like
Okay.
the character models look like they're puppets being controlled with like someone opening and closing their mouth to talk.
That sounds like some PS2 era shit.
Is that the aesthetic, or they do not want to do that?
I don't know what's happening. Again, it's an early access. They're still updating this game like a lot. I was looking for something. I actually had to stop playing it because it is in such early access. I don't even think this game should have been released, frankly, at all in any state. In the state.
Damn.
Yeah, I just hard locked on location. I just can't get past it. I am like it triggers a quest and then the screen just fades to black forever. And I just straight up could not progress.
Yike.
And there's no way I'm starting over right now. I'm several hours into this game, kind of knee deep into it already, and it sucks that I had to abandon it. I might get back to it like with some patches or something, but I think I've stopped playing it for too long. That I just don't remember what I was doing.
Well, you're gonna have to start over anyway.
I'm probably gonna have to start over anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna nuke your save. This looks good.
It's all right. The gameplay is fine, but like the RPG elements are a little off. I'm sure it'll be okay somewhere down the line. I'm sure it'll be fine once it's more cooked. So I had a
And it's
little.
Sorry, this is the official license for D&D?
I'm not sure. It's
Oh.
definitely using Dungeons and Dragons. So
Okay.
yeah, like
Okay.
there's actual magic missiles and there's D&D spells, and it seems
Well,
kind
that
of like
sounds licensed to me.
bare bones Dungeons and Dragons. Like there's not a lot to it, but it's
Mhm.
all the fantasy tactical RPG elements are there, and I was having
Okay.
fun while it lasted. Then I moved on to Wasteland 3, which I never looked at harder because it always had like a restrictive price tag on it for something I wasn't sure about.
Mhm.
Like it was a solid $50 game.
Yeah.
And I never
Right.
felt like I looked at it, I'm like, there's no way this game should be $50.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game. It's a game that the people that loved Fallout 1 and 2 that hated Fallout 3 like diverged to that
Mm-hmm.
side.
Yeah. Well, I think they're trying to go for that and capture that audience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a lot more fun with that one than I was with Solasta, if only because it's more fleshed out.
Okay.
And it's a complete experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've already gone through a single playthrough, and I've started my second playthrough. It's basically it takes place in Colorado in an eternal snowstorm in like century 2 after the world has been annihilated by a nuclear apocalypse. So civilization is trying to come back together, and you are in a military-ish squad called the Rangers, who reside in Arizona, and they need help. And the de facto ruler of Colorado was like, I need you to do me some shit. If you do me some stuff, I'll give you everything you need. And you're just told straight away, right from the start, like, this is your mission. Make sure this happens. Make sure you get this done. So, game is centered around tactical gunplay. You know, everybody takes a turn, takes a few shots. You have action points. Some action points or some guns take more points to shoot than others. You know how that goes by now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The combat.
I played XCOM.
Yeah, it feels like fairer XCOM.
I'm always okay with that.
It does feel like more fair XCOM where you're not stuck in the 60% range all the time.
Yep.
Like when
That's why I love Mario. Yeah. That's why I love Mario versus Rabbids.
Yeah. It's like when you get down low, it's like, okay, I'm fine with this. If I see 60%, it's like, okay, I'm in a position.
I'll take that shot.
I'm in a position where I can see why this is 60%.
Yeah, right.
And I'll be like, I could make this better, but it's risky too. And there's an actual thought process behind it, and you can actually
60% is not terrible odds.
You could actually, you could take not 60% not terrible odds. You're right. There's extra steps you could take to make it better at a risk, and that feels good. Your tactical choices are important. So I started off with a melee character and a sniper nerdy character that has like all the skill points. Mm-hmm. And then I figured out you can fill your squad with more creative characters. So, you know, who's our post-apocalyptic duo who belongs in every game like this now, Theo?
Scorch
and Torch.
Fuck yeah.
Scorch. You know I had to squeeze Scorch and Torch in there. I need because I'm thinking, I need a heavy weapons guy with a flamethrower. I want a flamethrower. Guy. So I'm like, yeah, I'll make Scorch and Torch. Put some metal makeup on him. Give him a flamethrower. Now,
Doesn't them look like Ben Stiller?
I tried. I don't know. I'll show you the pictures later.
All right, yeah.
Doesn't look like Ben Stiller. Anyway, the character creation in this is kind of fun, but like the RPG elements behind it flat out don't matter. Mm-hmm. Like they make you pick like backgrounds and quirks and everything, but they're more like advantages and disadvantages. They don't actually matter in the story of the game. The story it does nothing with the character creation, which is kind of to its detriment. I wish that would matter a little bit more. Like narratively, it's certainly on rails. Mm-hmm. You don't really have dialogue choices so much as you have dialogue presets. Mm-hmm. You just like click the thing, and then you're done. Like, do you have a quest for me? No. Yes, no. Yes, okay. I'll go do this one and then come back later. Another one that's kind of buggy though.
I guess what I'm hearing is you played the best game at the worst time in Divinity 2. It's like you won't ever top that.
You know, Divinity 2 came at a time where I needed it.
Yeah,
and it was a perfect experience. I'm glad I did it. I'm having so much fun with Wasteland though. It's lots of fun.
As long as you like it.
Yeah, it's very flawed though with the RPG elements. The faction stuff doesn't matter, not a lot. The story is they try to insert some like conflict into it, but it just doesn't feel like it's done well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the person who tries to intervene and like introduce some like element of chaos into it just feels like this doesn't matter. Like you're told right away, right off the bat, like this is your mission, and she's like, "Don't do this mission. He's a bad guy." But like this guy like gives you a fucking home base, is giving you like weapon supplies, and does overall a nice, stable guy. And along comes this person's like, "Oh, he's evil because he sent prisoners to another place for peace." And I'm like, that's fine. I mean, we're not living in, a golden era here.
Yeah, we in a post-apocalyptic world, right?
Yeah, right. Sometimes all I'm saying is sometimes you just gotta ship some assholes over to the people who worship Ronald Reagan. Okay. They're called the Gippers, and it's hilarious.
The Gippers. Win one for the Gippers.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like a religious cult based around Ronald Reagan. It is honestly hysterical. Like culture is just straight up.
That doesn't sound crazy anymore.
Culture just straight up stopped in the 80s in that game. There's like some twinges.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's
because
like
we have neoliberals. Those are people who worship Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
so.
It was hilarious, but the game does have some really, really weird atmosphere. Like I'm rolling around on the world map, which kind of drives me crazy because I can't scroll the map. I have to actually drive the car around, and that scrolls the map. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of slow going at first, but they entertain you with some like radio broadcast, and they play some radio songs. And like here's a song for all the lovers out there, and I'm like listening to it, and it's like, ba-dum bum bum bum, and I'm like, is this fucking Green Acres?
Is it?
It's like a slow country western version of the Green Acres theme song.
Fantastic.
And I hear another one come on, and it's like Cincinnati WKRP. And like, are all the music in this future world just taken from TV shows? Welcome Back, Kotter theme song. You know the craziest fucking part? That I got to, like, I was fighting off some cannibals.
As you do.
I did fine, but then they decided to turn Everybody Have Fun Tonight into a death dirge.
Oh,
it was
as you're fighting the cannibals.
As I'm fighting the cannibals, they're playing like some death dirge version of a Wang Chung song, and I'm like, "What the?"
I can see that.
There's like, "Everybody have fun tonight, everybody Wang Chung tonight," and I'm like, "This." They actually tell you to Wang Chung in this slow, somber voice. This feels wrong. And it's played it's played totally seriously.
So 2 centuries passed from like the 1980s.
Yes.
Okay. Like nobody's making music anymore.
Well, nuclear Armageddon happened in like 89.
Okay.
Or 88. I forget what year it was, but there's like records from then. The world is trying to progress. Colorado is in an eternal snowstorm.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah. Well, that's where the game takes place in Colorado. They start you off in like Colorado Springs, and there's like shit happening in Denver, shit happening in Aspen. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game.
Sounds good.
I liked it.
Good.
Yes.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, that's a pretty good from Joe. That means it's a fucking great
Look,
game.
any game that has a Reagan worshipping cult and tells me the Wang Chung in a really depressing voice, I think it's all right with me.
This is not
That's a high bar.
He's a simple man with simple tastes.
Yeah.
simple.
Simple. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Sarcastic robots. It's good.
Nice.
You sold me with the sarcastic robot. What's the one from KOTOR? HK
47. Yeah.
Yeah.
HK
He's probably the GOAT though.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Absolutely.
As far as robots go in video games, yeah, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm in my second playthrough right now. I feel like I'm trying to go through it with like different choices, but I'm at that impasse where it's like, man, the choices I made the first time I made for a reason, because I wasn't cool with these other choices. I'm like forcing myself to do it, and I really don't think I can. There's some skills I didn't.
Is the game less interesting that way if you do that?
There's I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no. It's more like a set it and forget it thing. Once you're done with an area, you can just forget it exists. So there's some skills I purposely didn't take in my first playthrough just so I could optimize my characters a bit better in the second playthrough. Okay. And like a patch just released that had some balance changes to it. And like certain things that I got used to are now different. I'm having to relearn the game again. So it's kind of it's a little bit fresh in the second playthrough. And I actually do a third with like a completely different style, because I did like the melee character sniper character duo. The character creation and selection at the beginning does absolutely nothing for the narrative though. Just create characters the way you see fit, ignore all the RP detriments that might give you. Don't worry. If you want to pick the goat killing background because it gives you extra crit, just pick it. Doesn't matter. You won't go around killing.
Sounds very similar to XCOM.
Your character is not compelled to go around killing goats. You just get 5% extra crit. Like whatever.
He has to learn that crit from killing goats.
Yeah, but Torch is a prospecting sex machine. So he's got that going for him. The dude knows how to find his gold. All right, that's me this week.
All right, Theo, what about you?
All right, keep fairly short. I finished Control. I finished Control.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
which is free on PlayStation Network.
Yes, and I was actually about to say that everybody that has a PlayStation Network account or PlayStation Plus, right? Please download that game because it is fantastic.
Okay.
So I remember talking about Control a while ago, but when I originally played it, it was on the PlayStation 4. And I was not enjoying my time with that game because the performance was just not good, like at all. It looked fine. Slow down. Frame rate was terrible once things get hectic because you could like the draw of the game is a third person shooter where you have psionic powers where you could draw up like walls and buildings around you and throw it to the enemies. And once you do that, it just tanks the frame rate. So it just was not fun. But as I mentioned last episode, I got a 6900 XT for my PC, which is basically the equivalent of the 3090 for the Nvidia.
Get out, really?
Yeah, it is.
How'd you manage that? Let's say that's a story for later. We'll get to that.
That is a whole story for another time.
Yeah, that's a story for later.
It is a wild story.
Okay.
But so around the time I got it, the Steam sale was going on. So I was like, you know what? Control is one of those games that they tout as being like, fantastic on the PC with incredible ray tracing. So I was like, it's $20 for the Ultimate Edition, which includes the both DLC packs. So I was like, I'll pick this up pretty much to test my machine on it. Played it initially, and it's a fine game at first. Like it does, cool third person shooting, stuff. And with the mystique that Remedy have with the weird, David Lynch Twin Peaks vibe it has going for it, kind of X-Files. But there's a point in that game where you gain an ability that literally just like is a game changer.
Mm.
Because initially you're playing it and it's a pretty linear game. You're just going like, location to location, fighting enemies and whatever. But you get this ability that literally turns it into a Metroidvania. And I didn't realize it was a Metroidvania until you gain that ability, because they're like, okay, here's this thing now. Go backtrack to all those locations you were at before and go to these new, complete different locations. And I was like, oh. And the game just became incredibly fun after that. The story is whatever. Like, you're playing, her name is Jessie Faden. She's the new director, and she gains a thing called the service weapon, which in that game's lore is whatever the character wants it to be. So for her, it's a gun that turns into different weapons, like a shotgun, a rocket launcher, whatever. And you read certain files where it is believed that gun was once like Thor's hammer or King Arthur's sword. It's the story is shit, but the lore in that game, when you read the files, is incredible. So playing that game, huh?
There's a decent world there. It's just told poorly.
Yeah, it's just the story just isn't fun.
Okay,
well, it's part of the Alan Wake universe, so that explains it.
I like Alan Wake a lot. Thank you very much.
Okay,
but so you beat the game, and like I said, it's the Ultimate Edition,
and that's when the story gets good.
So it has 2 expansion packs, the Foundation and AWE, which the fans are lovingly calling the Alan Wake experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not all
Alan
wrestling?
Wake actually comes back into that game.
Oh,
I knew about that.
Yeah, the expansion is great. You gain some really cool abilities, and what made me realize that this is a Metroidvania is so I beat the game without having 2 abilities. And for the whole time I'm playing this game, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it through the story, because as I said, you start out and it's fairly linear. So when I saw the credits, I was like, wait, there's 2 whole ability trees that I just did not get in this game. So going around the map, and I finally found one, and both of those are also game changing. So I was like, wait, this game is great. It's fucking awesome.
After you finish it.
Well, there's a new game plus, kind of.
Okay.
Oh no, you could continue the story basically when you beat the game, and there's good reason to do so, other than the expansions. But yeah, that game is great. If anybody is thinking about playing it, like, absolutely jump into that game, because it starts off a little slow.
I only heard good things about it, so it is definitely it's on the fucking list.
Yeah. Like I said, it starts off a little slow. The story doesn't really go anywhere interesting. Like Kayla's watching me playing, and she's like, "That's the ending," and I was like, "Yeah, I guess it ended. Sure, whatever." There's like a fake out ending also, but then just the better ending, the real ending, isn't that much better.
Yeah.
But the gameplay itself, the abilities you gain, and just they made a really cool Metroidvania.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, this game is
surprise Metroidvania.
Awesome.
An ending isn't a good ending unless there's a dog on a control station.
Is that Silent Hill?
Yes, it's Silent Hill.
Yes. Okay. I was like,
that's some ending of Silent Hill too.
Yeah. But to the performance side of the game, so I finally got to try ray tracing. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, I mean, you got the non-ray tracing card.
So here's the thing. My card is so powerful it can basically brute force any need to have any like DLSS or anything like that. So I'm playing it and I'm getting like pretty good frames, like maybe about 90 frames per second with ray tracing on at 1080. Once I put it up to 4K, it's like 7 frames per second. And yeah, it's bad. But that's 2160 is you're not supposed to be playing at that. No, pretty much no card can really play that unless you're going to use DLSS. And even then, the problem with DLSS is twofold for me.
Mm-hmm.
One, which kind of made me decide to get this card. One, it is proprietary to NVIDIA, which I don't like that, especially if I'm in PC gaming. I don't want proprietary stuff, and there will be a point where there will be like a universal way to do DLSS across all graphics cards, and I'd rather wait for that.
Mm-hmm.
And two, the problem with DLSS is that it shrinks your image and then blows it back up. So it downsamples and then super samples it, and you don't really notice it on higher resolutions. But once you start doing things like 1080 or even 1440, the image looks a little fuzzy. And honestly, I'm at the point where I just want I want as sharp an image as possible.
Of course.
So I mean, some people really want ray tracing, so it's like a trade-off. And
yeah, I guess
after what I've seen of ray tracing, it's fine. There was a really cool moment when I was in like the heat of combat, and there's mirrors all over the room.
That's
and
awesome.
It's fucking cool. Like really cool in that one instance of this game I played for like 40 hours.
Make more games about mirrors. Leo's on board.
Yeah. Make a new Mirror's Edge.
Mirrors.
No.
But as I'm playing, I'm like, man, this performance hit just really isn't worth it. You know what it is? It's a really good mode for taking screenshots.
Okay.
Like when you're standing in front of something and like the image is reflected off of the puddles or the windows or anything like that. It's really cool. Like when you see it, like stand still like that. But in motion, you
don't have time to notice it. How could you possibly notice it? And it be like it matter.
Yeah, I just think the hit isn't worth it. I'd rather take the resolution 100% of the time.
It's only great when you get to stand there and stare at it like, holy shit,
like
look at that.
When I stood there, like when I stood there with all the mirrors after all the carnage, and you see the reflection of the carnage in the mirrors, you're like, yo, that's wild. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and then in the heat of the moment, I was like, yeah, all right.
It's like I had the ray tracing on Spider-Man and in DMC5 Special Edition, and it's like this doesn't do anything for me really. Like I'm not noticing that when I'm swinging around. I notice it when I take a moment and I realize Spidey's sitting and there's a perfect reflection of him off the building.
Yeah,
I can see the entire thing of that, or you can see the reflections on his spider, and it's like, okay, that's fucking crazy.
It's I don't
like in terms of like playing the game.
I don't think it's going to be the game changer that a lot of us think it's going to be. Originally thought it's going to be. Because I remember seeing the images and I'm like, that's next gen shit, and it is next gen shit.
It is,
but I don't think even with these cards, I don't think we're there yet to run it natively.
Clearly not.
Yeah. So, so that's controlling its performance. I bought a whole bunch of PC games just to test, just to throw it at this thing.
But Control is the one that stood out to you.
No, actually, Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, really?
I initially was not going to keep this card. I was going to do because I bought it at Micro Center, and I was like, I paid MSRP for this, which is, a lot of money.
A lot.
But I was like, I'm having like FOMO. I just want to buy this card and, get that out my system and then probably return it after 30 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or sell on eBay for, double the profit. And I'm playing all these games. I'm like, yeah, they're running good. And then I install Final Fantasy 15 and I'm running that thing at 4K. And that is the most gorgeous game I've ever seen in my life. It is fucking wild. Like you see the threads in Noctis' jacket, how fucking wild it is. And like a beautiful frame rate. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm keeping this card. I told her to Kayla, I was like, look at this shit. She's like, yeah.
Just had to put a square game.
She's like, that looks fucking good.
Had to put a square game on that.
That's all I had to do.
I'm looking forward to making my new machine and going to Final Fantasy 14 on it. And watching all the pretty lights blow up.
Yeah. It will always be a Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Always, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Chris, what you got?
So, playing a few things. I beat Mega Man ZX finally.
Oh, cool.
Finally.
That game is fantastic.
Had you never beaten it before?
No, I hadn't. I started it when I was still playing it on my DS, and I didn't get a chance to finish it. And I started it a while ago, and then I dropped off. But then I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking sit down and beat this goddamn game. So I finally did. That game is really, really great. And then I started up ZX Advent right afterward.
Which one is the Metroidvania?
They both are.
Okay.
They both are. I definitely am feeling ZX over ZX Advent so far. Yeah. ZX Advent is not great.
Just straight up, right?
Yeah, it's like like the characters are more annoying. Yeah, they're dumb.
They're just more dumb.
Characters aren't as cool. It doesn't feel as connected to the original stuff. It feels very much like its own thing and not in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
At least where I am currently. So I took a break from that and I picked up Cyber Shadow, which came out a couple days ago.
Yep.
Cyber Shadow is published by Yacht Club Games, developed by someone else.
Machine Head, I believe.
Machine Head, yeah.
Yeah.
What a fantastic little title, man.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I literally finished it like right before we jumped on to record.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like, Joe, I feel like it addresses a lot of your issues with Katana Zero.
A little bit. I've been playing it too. I thought I'd let you have this one.
Appreciate it.
I feel like it's too short.
It is short. There's only 10 stages.
Yeah.
All right, and you get all the abilities by stage 8. So you only got about 2 stages to really kind of go nuts.
That's my problem with it. Yeah.
And like all your abilities are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the time you have all these abilities, it feels like you just want to do more with it afterward. That's not a point against the game because the game itself is still very fun to play.
Yeah.
And all the stages are very good about teaching you how to use these things.
Yeah.
You know, also like you can run through like a crazy person, or you can take your time with it. Like this game has options in how you want to play, which is really nice. So I really like it a lot. The soundtrack's amazing. The writing is the story is fine. It's just kind of like silly anime cyberpunk nonsense, and it's great.
More than anything else, it just feels really good.
Yes, the game I was a little worried for 5 seconds because it felt a little bit floaty, like Ninja Gaiden 3 on the NES. Because like Ninja Gaiden 3, when you go from 1 to 2, those are very crisp games, and 3 feels floaty, and it's like one of the biggest detriments to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I got over that immediately because the pixel art is so fucking beautiful.
It's
in this game.
great. It looks fantastic.
It looks incredible. I love the pixel art on display in this game. The story is fun and silly, and it's definitely my kind of thing. Where it's
something to go through and not take seriously.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can kind of enjoy it along the way because there's a lot of terminals that kind of give you supplemental story as you go along. You know, that like you're like as you're going through, you find out what's happening via like reading these things or finding bodies on the floor and dealing with this whole crazy thing where like this scientist trying to like who's entwined with this ninja clan, and they're all like incorporating essence, and you find out the essence is actually like an energy source that he's trying to harness, and all this other crazy shit. And it's silly and it's superfluous, but the game is great, and the soundtrack is really fantastic. And one of the guys who worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender has something to do with this game.
Really?
Welcome to Santos.
I hope it's not the story.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, if this was the plot of an anime, this would be a good story.
I mean, it feels like an anime. It feels like it's plucked right from like the early '90s.
It is, yeah. It fits. That's where it hones in. It hones in on that era of anime that was like fucking wild, and you could see or do anything with an OVA release.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking.
Especially its opening.
Yeah, like Demon City Shinjuku, or MD Geist. Not necessarily great.
Fucking MD Geist, Jesus.
That's fucking full. But like, that's what this like is in the vein of it. It's in that like Wild West fucking where anime could do whatever the fuck it wanted, you know, and like it kind of feels in like that vein of imagination, which is really cool. But and very much to its strengths.
It ain't a special story though. There's nothing that'll blow you away about it.
Yeah, but and the ending was pretty cool. Leaves open for some more potentially too. But yeah, So I finished that. I cannot recommend this game enough. If you,
it's short, but it's fun.
Short, it's short. It's fun, and I definitely gets like a big old thumbs up from me. It's also it was one of those like, oh yeah, this game was made for me.
It'll challenge you too because it's not exactly easy.
It's not easy. Yeah. I checked my death count. It's 440 something deaths.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're actually pretty good at Ninja Gaiden. And
yes. Granted, so there's a dash strike that you get later in the game, right? And that's when this game really opens up.
Oh my god, yeah.
Holy, like when you get this dash strike, you're like, oh, your fucking third eye opens, right? To like how the movement can work in this game because you can dash strike, jump, dash strike, jump.
Yeah.
Like
parry.
There's a parry in the game.
There's a parry in this game.
Yeah,
it's for energy weapons and it requires precise timing. Like, but the dash strike, like you can literally at one point, like I went through one section of the stage where I didn't even touch the ground,
and that feels good.
Oh my god! And like I got it once, and I paused the game after I went. Ooh, I just soaked that in. I was like, oh, that felt fucking good.
The way Shovel Knight was for me, I watched this video and I was like, yeah, this is for Chris and Joe.
Oh my god, yeah, they definitely made this game for us.
I liked Shovel Knight too.
I love Shovel Knight.
Same guys.
Yeah, same. Well, let me say
same publisher.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
But like what was really cool about this game too, and much in how Shovel Knight kind of takes from different games, where it's like it's part Castlevania, but part Mega Man, but part like other shit, but part DuckTales. You know, like it's this was very much like this is like Ninja Gaiden stealing bits from Mega Man X, and
they take bits but aren't beholden to it.
Yeah, exactly. So it creates a really unique and fun experience.
Yeah.
For the game, which is definitely this game also does that same kind of thing that Shovel Knight does.
It feels a lot like it feels a lot like Shadow of the Ninja.
Yes, yes. Except better hit detection.
With a lot better hit detection. Yeah,
like there is hit detection.
Yeah.
So this game is great.
I haven't finished it yet, but I am enjoying my time a lot so far.
Incredible. You're gonna love it, especially the ending. The ending's really really cool. So finish that up, and I've been playing a lot of a PC game with a bunch of friends called Insurgency.
That doesn't have like 4 words, so I don't understand.
I know it's not some word salad.
Insurgency Storm Delta Day.
Let me see. I think it's called Insurgency Sandstorm. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, of course it is. There's a storm in there.
Yeah, Insurgency Sandstorm is the name of the game.
I know.
I was playing the shit out of it. I have like 80 hours logged on this game.
It's a tactical squad game, isn't it?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. It is very much more in the vein of the old school Ghost Recon games. Yeah. Not so much GRAW, more like actual straight up old Ghost Recon.
Oh.
Yeah, because you don't have like a fucking drone to like, map out the terrain ahead of you, or like it's all very like simple stuff. And I've just been having a lot of fun. We've been me and the guys have been playing with some of the mods where it's like
you got into modding.
Oh, dude, we got all in. I know, dude. I'm a PC gamer.
We're in there now. We're in there. I like how like we finally got the PC gaming, and Chris and I are just not doing anything with each other.
No, not a single thing. Like I haven't. Like the only fighting game I barely touch is like my Street Fighter Anniversary.
Yeah,
I'm killing time talking to people.
One day we'll get there. Don't worry.
Look, I have no doubt. So when the new fighting game release drops, we'll both be excited and we'll both be playing it together.
I've never been a tactical squad game kind of guy.
Yeah, I didn't think it was your bag, so that's why I haven't really invited you to play. Theo, I might tag along at some point, but
it's free play or no?
No, but it's cheap. It's like super cheap. So,
but a lot of these tactical RPGs I play are multiplayer. So.
Okay, all right. Well, I will. Well, if you extend the invite, I'll jump in at some point. Next time one of these is on sale, I'll jump on.
There's a Steam still coming. You can get Divinity 2.
All right, I'll pick up Divinity 2.
Yeah, then you, me, and Theo can play.
There we go. And Theo will ignore us.
Dre has it too.
Oh, does he?
Oh shit, 4-player, huh?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm
done.
I think
I would also be more likely to play it than Theo.
That's also true.
Likely. Yeah, I'm down to give it a shot.
Yes.
So I've been playing. Yeah. So this game is really really good, and I really like it a lot. And I think it doesn't get enough. It's a word of mouth game. Like not a lot of buzz on it, but it's a nice. So we've modded it. So there's a mode called Frenzy,
mm-hmm.
and which is essentially its zombie mode. It does have a zombie mode. Mm-hmm. All right, where like all the insurgents are running around with, it's just mostly with knives, but there's like twice as many of them. So we modded the game and made the game harder because it was getting too easy. And we were playing like regular maps, like with like 30, 40 bots on it, with like 3 to 4 man teams, sometimes more. But like it's and that would get pretty crazy because like they'll kill you fast in this game. If you like poke out, you'll get sniped. Like you can't mess around. You got to like check corners. You guys need to coordinate, or you just get fucking wrecked.
So this is like a Left 4 Dead experience.
We turned it into Left 4 Dead. Okay. Essentially.
Okay.
It is. We made it Left 4 Dead. It started as a tactical shooter, and we have turned it into Left 4 Dead.
All right, but it's a squad versus. It's intended to be a squad versus squad PvP game.
No, it's PvE. It was actually, I think, designed to be PvE.
Okay.
I think we're playing it as intended.
Okay.
Because that's how we've been playing. We've been playing it like PvE style. Because I don't have the patience to be playing PvP games, especially in FPS. I'm just gonna get destroyed. Like
one to PC.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I mean, granted, I have the superior controller scheme now, but like still, like
I was talking about this cheating.
Oh yeah,
I don't cheat on PC.
Yeah, of course.
It's worse. It's worse than it's ever been.
Yeah, and this is a smaller game, smaller company. So like, I really recommend it. It's I think it's like $20, $15, some shit like that. It's cheap. It's a cheap game. And it gets updated regularly. And there's custom maps that people have made that are fantastic. It's got a really big modding community.
Fucking downloading WADs over there?
Dude, like, Chris, on, man? No, Chris is discovering the true joy of PC gaming.
No, dude, it's yeah.
This all the like independent $20 passionately made titles.
Absolutely.
That are just there and will last forever.
Yeah, exactly. Like these games are great. And I'm like that I really want you guys to play Space Beast with me at some point. That game is so much fun. Like it is the best Aliens game ever made. It's so good.
Space Beast coast to coast.
So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Insurgency as well.
Okay,
and I could not talk about that game. So many hours I put into it. I was like, oh god, I have to talk about this at some point.
That's a lot of hours.
I guess
you guys see me on it every time I'm on Steam. So
that is true. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's me.
Nice.
This guy.
Dre, what you playing?
Well, I've been playing. Generally, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
So.
Running around after your son.
We get it, yeah.
Squeezing in Cold Steel. I am standing in front of the final dungeon, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
That must be killing you.
Yeah. And I actually streamed a couple of times this week, which cut into my ability to finish that game. So it was like...
Well, you wanted to show off the new thing, right?
Right. So I got my late birthday and late Christmas present of a Super NT.
Oh, really?
And FX Pack Pro. So Super NT, for those who don't know, is basically an emulated hardware Super Nintendo system. It's just
nice.
It's just basically a mini SNES.
Nice.
And the FX Pack Pro is a flash cart. So you can just load your games on it, and it will play the games.
Oh shit,
that's beautiful.
You can also just take your Super Nintendo cartridges and stick it into it, and they will work.
That's even cooler.
Tasty, and it's the same price as a graphics card.
It's, I don't know. I didn't look.
It was a gift.
No, I know. I remember looking into that. I was like, oh, I want this. Oh no, I don't.
When they were first launching them in 2018, I had my eyes on it.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was also starting to say, you know what, I might need to like take a break on the streaming thing, because I was about to do the wedding and all that other stuff. So it's like, I'll put on the back burner.
Yeah.
And then
I took over for him, but I'm nowhere near as popular as he is.
The only reason I'm popular is because I never do it.
Yeah, I went away for a little bit. Didn't happen. It didn't work for me that way. Anyway.
So, now things are, it's not necessarily easy still to stream. I have a still pretty restrictive time scheduling, but it's starting to get a little bit easier. He doesn't need like quite the same amount of attention. He still needs a lot of attention. He's now at the age where if he doesn't get attention, he will cry for it.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to before, where if he didn't get attention, it was like, whatever, I'll just fall asleep. Which, I mean, I guess that was kind of good. But also, if he didn't pay attention, he'd be like, well, he could just die.
Yeah, it's good to be paying attention.
Okay.
Listen, that's the reality of infancy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
It's like, you kind of just need to always be paying attention because you just don't know. Like, you can't just like leave them on the bed or something because like 2 seconds later you'll turn around, they'll just roll off the bed and
yeah.
Like, oh, that's the end of him.
I was like, I had a good run.
Yeah. So and
good run. What? It's a roguelike?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta make another.
There's always SIDS too and all this other stuff. So it's just like
yeah,
you know, you just have to be paying a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now it's just like, yeah, you know, I'm a kid and I'm going to start running around for no reason. And I throw a random tantrum for no reason. And I'm throwing a tantrum. I'm going to throw myself on this couch cushion and, oh, that's cool. So now I'm laughing. So, you know, now it's more of a, he cries out and we kind of have to ignore him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that he knows.
Can't get that negative reinforcement.
He can't just get our attention by being a brat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So that also means that if he starts crying out and it doesn't really sound like, you know, he's in pain and he's not really that like frustrated about it, then we just kind of let him cry. So that means I get to kind of play a game here and there.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I don't know.
You done? No? Okay.
Might be able to get a couple more streams in there slightly more often. But like I said, the only reason I'm popular is because I never do it. So, you know, got to make them miss me before.
How can we miss you if you never go away?
These people still join you. They love you. They love you.
I normally have like 3 or 4 viewers when I stopped streaming. So when I then intermittently come on, I get like 15 because people miss me.
Yeah, or
then I also like pimp out the fact that I'm gonna have the kid on the stream.
I'll do it, man.
They all want to come.
It's done wonders for Justin Wong when Harper's on there with him. So
true, absolutely true. That I tune in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Harper is like super one time, cute.
Like this, like nice, like gash across his forehead, and people are like, "Yo, what the hell happened to you?" And it's like, "I have a kid." And like a couple months later, I understood.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Man, fingernails grow fast.
Oh yeah, real fast.
He attacks people. He doesn't want you. I don't know if this is a normal kid thing because I have not really been around kids, but he doesn't want your face in his face, and he will push your face away from his face.
Angelo did that.
Nails.
Some kids are like that. Depends on which. It differs.
Get out of my face.
Angelo still does that. He's like 6.
Well, you know.
Then there's always the nice part of my mom will play with him and he'll like go up to my mom and hug her. Mm-hmm. Nina will play with him and he'll go up to Nina and hug her. I will play with him and he tries to punch me in the face.
Tough love, man.
Hey, and you're dad. You're not mom, bro.
That's right. You can punch dad.
Yeah, dad can handle it.
Yeah.
He headbutted me like literally right here.
Oh, fun.
Temple shot. He's
for a week. I was like, yo, I think I have a concussion. When he did it, like I was just like it's like I felt my brain move.
Ooh.
And that's then I had a headache for like the next 2 days, and then it was a dull headache for like the next 3 days, and like it still kind of hurts if I press the point, like it's bruised.
What is he, a shonen character or something?
I don't know. I think he was Samoan. That's like the only way I can.
Oh, nobody will get this.
Samoan headbutt.
Reset the clock.
There it is. Yeah. That's hilarious.
So, I haven't really put significant time into it. Maybe 4 hours of gameplay, maybe 4.5 hours of gameplay into the cart, I was having like some issues with the fact that it did not want to run properly for some reason. I think like some of the games I tried to put on it were not like not really that great quality.
Is it plug and play, or do you have to set up some stuff? Okay, it's the latter. Got it.
Right.
So it has a USB. Of course, it's not USB-C because that would be too convenient. So it has a USB.
We're getting there, guys. Micro. We're getting there. It's okay.
It's USB micro, so you can connect it to your computer. So I was like, okay, I probably don't need a flash card reader. I don't need a card reader because I can just use this cartridge, put the card in the cartridge, and plug it into the computer, right? So I do that, and nothing happens. I was like, okay, cool. So I spent some time Googling, and this was actually a really difficult answer to find for some reason. I could not find it. It took me like 2 hours of Google searching to find it.
Oof, that's never good.
Nope.
But I had to get the firmware onto the SD card, and then I found out that I downloaded the wrong firmware. It was an older one. So then I got the firmware onto it, and it works. I was able to get games on it and play it, but it still didn't connect to the computer. So then I need to go and get it into a reader again to put the newer firmware on it, and then it works. And I was like, okay, cool, but it still doesn't read as like a drive. So there's a program that you have to run in order to move games onto it. And I was just like, guys, is it really that hard to get it to read as a drive?
For real? Come on!
Is it?
I mean, this is a high quality emulation box, but most of these emulation boxes are very similar. Because I had a Retron 5, I believe, that you had to flash the firmware, and you flash that thing wrong, it's just going to be a brick.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And then you get it from shady Chinese websites, and you're like, okay.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. You know, because it's not like I don't already have a game from a shady Chinese website.
Impossible. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's mostly it. I started Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Damn right.
I told you guys I was on chapter 3, but I was actually on chapter 4.
Okay.
But I'm not really like focused on it yet, you know. And I was like, I could probably plug this in and just play the first like intro, and it not be too much of a problem for me to like put it down for like a week while I finish Cold Steel.
Yeah.
So I popped it in, and I was like, man, this game is pretty good. I like how it's flowing. I like how the combat works. I'm having a pretty decent amount of fun with it. And the thing that sucks the most is I can't remap the menu button to triangle.
Every time. Yeah, I know.
It is literally the only complaint I have about that game so far. And it's like really terrible because I use a PlayStation 4 controller to play my PC games, and the start button on PlayStation or the options button, it's very small and just kind of out of the way and not that great to press.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my menu button, and I'm just like, can I just please put it on triangle? You let me remap everything else.
They let me remap my Ricci button.
Are you playing on Steam?
Yeah.
There's no way you can remap it on Steam?
I could probably like finagle it, but
I think you can.
What would happen is it's swapping the button functionalities. True. So then every time I
gotta press a triangle attack,
to press a triangle button, I'd have to press start.
Exactly.
That sounds obnoxious as shit.
Yeah, so don't do it.
The thing that bothered me the most in that game is the stat increases were colored red. It's so small, but I was like, is this good? That's
wrong.
Bad?
Well, at least wrong. They put the up arrows.
Yeah, that's the only way I know. I'm like, okay, all right.
Because like there are games that do that. It's not like they were the first ones or anything. There have been games that did it, but they like there's no color indicators. It's like
that game is all about fire is a passionate good thing. So yeah, the red is going to be better than the blue.
Oh, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, you're right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I've mostly been wandering around and beating up randoms because I'm a bum, and bums should be fighting bums. This is what we were taught when we were in high school.
Bum fights, yeah.
What people were passing around bum fight VHSs
and DVDs.
You guys don't know.
Oh,
we know.
No, not you guys.
They don't know.
They don't know.
The children
Bum
don't
fights.
know.
Shit is disgusting, by the way.
Yes,
Oh, it was horrible.
Oh, it's
terrible stuff. But when you're a dumb kid and you're edgy, because you're a dumb kid, you're like, oh man, this is cool because it's extremely terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was never really a bum fights guy, but there were random edgy stuff that I was about because I was a dumb kid and I was edgy.
Yeah. Now you're a dumb adult that love bum fights in RPG.
Because I need to find a job. So if they want me to beat people up, then
then that's my job. That's my job. They got paid to do it.
What can I do about it?
Gotta work.
Well, that is pretty much it for me. Hoping that I don't, if I actually end up playing random Zelda Randomizer more, that I stop being a bum like I was in this last game that I played, because I totally bummed it. But I still got third place because half the race forfeited.
Half the race. Yep. I was
still a third place win in my book.
Well,
I guess so. I was second. I was the other finisher.
I was like, wow, there's a total of 4 finishers out of this 9-person race.
Yep.
Damn.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it really wasn't.
Considering the first person finished at like less than 130.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. I played a 130 seed into a 210. Yes.
Ooh.
So good at this.
I only want to play cross keys now. I've turned into one of those. I've turned into one of those. I'm one of those now.
Have fun with that.
I feel like I'm behind, but yeah. Everyone's moved on to door shuffle.
You have fun with that too.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
That name sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does. I don't like the sound of that.
What, door shuffle or cross
shuffle?
No, door shuffle.
I know what the other one is.
Yeah, door shuffle sound is exactly how it sounds.
In dungeons, a door can lead to a different door than you
would
expect.
Yeah. Nope. I'm gonna nope right out of that one.
Yep.
I need just the slightest bit of structure, and the map is that structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm not playing that mode, so that's fine.
I'm not there. Like I said, I'm not there yet.
I
might not get there. I was really down on cross keys for a while. And then then one day
I was sure that you rang off a few wins and then you stopped being as down on it.
Well, I rang up that one win. I did manage to get everyone was super impressed with my silverless hammer Ganon the other day.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous.
I basically beat Ganon with only the hammer.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's also not possible in the normal game.
Yeah.
But they made it so that the hammer can damage Ganon.
Yeah, right. Because
in swordless modes.
Yeah,
but
I got
you never want to actually have to do that in his final phase without the arrows, because you have a 2-frame. Is it 2?
I don't know. I've asked several people. Nobody can tell me the active frames of the hammer.
It's like a 2-frame window to hit Ganon, and the hammer is a very awkward weapon.
It is.
Yeah. So you have to preemptively strike before he gets into his position.
Before he teleports.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a
about to leave his position.
It's a really tight window. It took me about 15 minutes to get from start to finish.
But he did it.
Yeah.
Hey,
you have to do it. You have to hit him that way 24 times.
Oh yeah, it's 24 because you're not spinning.
That's right.
That's something else I would never do. I would lose the race if that is what I would. The game does not expect you to do that. They expect you to have the silvers.
Yeah.
So but there's nothing that they can do to force you to have it.
I just never found it. That's in that seed. I really should have, but yeah, but
Ganon even tells you, like, it gives you a hint as to where they
like.
are.
It would have taken me less time to go get the silvers and do the fight again. That would have taken me less time, but I was so committed to doing it, and I figured I made so many mistakes that I'm like, yeah, there's only. I looked at the race while it was going on. I'm like, yeah, there's 2 people racing. One of them turns out one of them is me, the other's my opponent. But he, according to another person, he and I arrived at Ganon at the same time. But he had silvers and I did.
He had the right.
Yeah. So,
how much were you behind?
I wasn't. He just had silver arrows and I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had to, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try to do this. I've never tried this before. And I get it in my first try. After 15 minutes.
Good job.
And like all this practice trying to get one frame links out there. Finally,
Street Fighter taught you well.
Yeah, like thank God I put all that time into Street Fighter 4. Every time I whipped, it's like this is every Rufus combo I've ever not landed.
There you go.
It was fun. I had a good time.
Cool.
All right. So that's gonna be that for now. We'll be back with some news.
Yeah.
At some point in the future.
Someday.
The future?
At 30 seconds from now.
30 seconds. Ooh.
That's a lot. That's
a big
break.
All right. Well, let's just
intermission music break.
I guess.
Sure. Why don't we play the intermission music and just see what can happen in the span of 30 seconds?
All right, guys, we're back, and
that's a hell of a break.
What are you talking about? It's a normal size break.
Oh, that was the best 30 seconds of my life.
Damn right.
Hey, man, I think that's TMI. Just saying.
Okay. So we have to talk about this because if we don't talk about it, it would be weird.
And people are just going to ask us about it anyway, so we might as well just fucking get it over with.
Sure. Nobody will ask us about it.
You're right.
Shut up,
nobody is going to ask us.
I had people asking me, okay? So whatever.
So before I say anything about this, this story is a financial story. It is not a gaming story.
And it's ongoing.
This would be happening if the guys from Reddit were doing this with any other company.
And they have done with other companies.
AMC. And there was something else I don't remember.
Dogecoin.
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, right? BlackBerry.
Well, and they moved into Bitcoin, into bit currencies now too, and the Dogecoin is going up as well.
Fun.
Because that's where we're at with 2021 already.
So before
a month in,
just got to get this out there. This is not really a gaming story, right? GameStop is the bat that Reddit is wielding.
To strike.
The guys that are Wall Street bets decided that they wanted a little piece of the Wall Street action of hedge funds basically shorting. If you're not aware what shorting is that they borrow a stock from somebody and sell it with the intent to buy it back when the stock's price goes down. Basically, if you're shorting a stock, it's because you expect it to die and you want it to die.
So you can buy it for dirt cheap.
And then make profit off of the fact that you've sold something and bought it back at a lower price. So GameStop was about to get like a lot of shorts from these hedge funds, and Reddit stepped in and said, you know what, we're going to screw with them. And they just spiked the price of GameStop stock. GameStop was trading at $3 at some point last year. And
I think it was at $25 when this crazy started.
And it was up around 400.
400 and some odd dollars last we checked.
They basically turned GameStop into a Fortune 500 company. Mind you, I don't think that they still have any hope of survival.
No, it's going to flatten out. But what this did was drive up the price to such an insurmountable amount that hedge funds couldn't possibly cover it. So they all lost billions of dollars.
Yeah, instead of borrowing the stock and buying it back at a lower price, they borrowed it, sold it, and are having to buy it back at a higher price.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And shorting is common practice. It's not something that's weird or anything that they came up with, but it's really shady. It's
kind of fucked
really
up.
shady.
It's always been kind of fucked.
So much people in unison to do this at one time.
Yeah, and the piece I'll say about it is there's a trading app that was mostly being used to do this, Robinhood.
Mm-hmm.
And Robinhood is basically controlled by the hedge funds, and they stopped the ability to buy GameStop, but not to sell GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really ironic to use the name Robinhood when you are going to protect the interests of the rich.
Mm-hmm.
Get your hands out my cookie jar, you bums.
This was our game. You're not supposed to be able to learn how to play this game.
This is our game. Stop.
I'm sorry. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Pretty good.
It's incredible.
It is a really good example of some kind of small man justice, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a feel good story, even if it is about GameStop.
Yeah.
But it's not even really about GameStop.
It's not. It's unfortunate because now, much like TNA, reset the clock, GameStop gets to come back to life and shamble on like a zombie somehow because of this.
Only for a time being, though.
Yeah, the writing is on the wall for that company. I don't think this saves them.
The price of the stock will drop. It can't stay at $300, $400.
$425 or some insanity like that.
It's really volatile. Already the government might be getting involved, although ironically it seems like the government is getting involved in saying, hey, Robinhood, stop trying to restrict these.
Yeah. Free market. Woo!
Yeah, it's a free market until the little guy starts trying to get some money. Then we got to put
whoa. Fuck this free shit.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Now they want legislation. Now they want restrictions on the market. Mm-hmm. Okay. I see you guys. That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, not a gaming story. It's a financial story. I don't really have anything more to add to it other than the explanation. No. The fact that it's happening to GameStop is, I guess it's good for the GameStop execs who will control stock because they can sell it and make some money that they probably weren't going to make.
At the same time,
At the same time, because I don't even think they deserve it.
No. If there was some poor senior game advisor sitting on a floor somewhere with some stock options, I would be nice.
I'll say this: they deserve to fail because what they are, not because some hedge fund wants to tank them.
Oh, completely agree. Yeah, absolutely.
That is definitely agreeable.
Oh yeah, New York area arguments from anybody in this fucking group.
Yeah,
especially in this group.
Can I rant? Can I go on that rant real quick?
No,
I never got a chance to do this rant.
What rant?
The fucking Mike DeZerza rant.
We're not calling any specific person out. Hey, stop it. Okay. I know he's not involved in the company.
No, I know
he's. We're not going to call anybody out in terms of that.
I'm not mad at him. I'm more mad at the message that was broadcasted. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Well, we're looking outside at some snow.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was other people who were sending out emails, which were other nonsensical emails. This one has to do with a response to why is payroll being shortened?
Oh yeah,
and they were just straight up like, oh yeah, fuck you, because
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yeah,
I wasn't even an email that was on TV when I was opening the store.
Yeah. It was on the stupid GameStop TV opening the store when I was in Rockaway Parkway. I was sitting there like, oh great, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to continue to talk finance because Xbox wants to increase their price of Xbox Live. They're going to double it. Or is it 50%? Which one is it, Theo?
It doesn't matter because it's not happening.
50 to 100.
Oh, you're right. It's not happening. Oops.
Oopsie tootsie.
Rewind.
Less than 24 hours.
And then everybody was like, "This is dumb," and they're like, "You know what? We're gonna roll it back."
But come on, don't you want to play all your great Xbox games online?
No.
Yes, I do. All my Xbox game.
How else are you gonna play Killer Instinct? Come on. Just saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
So,
there was no way that this was going to happen. No possible way.
So why even bother announcing it? What was their
to look like the good guys?
Tinfoil hat? Is that your tinfoil hat theory?
100%. Which bonehead would think that raising the price by 100% would be a good idea in a pandemic?
Theo, have you seen the names of these systems?
I'm sorry. I get it.
All right, you know, I'd like to think that they're the person in charge of marketing. It's not the same guy in charge of setting the prices for these things. I'd like to.
Sure?
No, I am not.
You know what?
I am really not. I am really not.
They're in cubes next to each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're at the same desk. They're like sharing a desk. I'm like, hey man, I have an idea. What do you think?
You think if I raise this price by 100%, it'd be all right?
I'd be like, hey, Frankie, I'm gonna pretend to raise the price of the Xbox thing. Could you make it look like I'm the good guy over here, Frankie?
There you go.
You know what? Though,
everybody in the Microsoft sounds like a construction worker, by the way.
I was in a thread when this happened, like as it happened, and everybody was like, "Oh fuck Xbox, fuck Microsoft, blah blah." But when they rolled back the news, everybody's like, "Woo!" And I was like, "You guys got fucking played like fiddles."
Yeah. Working harder than Jim Cornette.
You guys got fucking played. Oh man.
We just reset the clock. Do we have to do it again now?
Anyway. I'm gonna keep talking. Look, I got wrestling on the brain. What do you want from me?
Yeah, that's yeah, I think Theo might be onto something here, because there's no way they announce it and then roll it back that quickly, just like backpedal.
Yeah,
it was like
after all the goodwill they tried to get.
Was this their master stroke plan of like, hey, we're gonna put out the Xbox Series S. Sorry, I had to make sure I said the right fucking one. At $300, and how are we gonna make up costs for that? Oh, we'll just fucking raise the price of Xbox Live, whatever. There you go. Yeah. That's how you pay for that fucking common price tip.
Nah.
I'm just gonna say this company is kind of getting used to backpedaling on what they do. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're experts at it.
Yeah. Which I'm totally fine with backpedaling. If you did something bonehead, hey, we were wrong for that. But I don't see a
chance to do it before it actually impacted anyone, which is good.
They were never going to do it.
They're undoing so many decisions. They're undoing so many decisions. They're going to have to put an E in front of their video game console's name.
Oh, Trey doesn't get it.
With this news, came that you don't need gold to play free-to-play games anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, that's great because
what's in the name, huh?
Free to play my ass.
Exactly. Except for that Xbox Live subscription. Whoops.
Yeah. They're like, it's free to play because you didn't buy the game.
Which that's because they made that boneheaded announcement. They had to throw something like that in there to make people have to forget about it.
All according to plan.
I don't see how that benefits them at all.
God, I think I'm with Theo on this.
I don't.
There's some light Yamagi shit.
It is. Yeah. No shit.
We don't have a clock for anime.
See, I don't know if I can trust that, because these are the same idiots who named the system what they did. So I don't fucking know if I trust this. I don't think they're that smart.
No, they're definitely not. Like, you think they got the Machiavellian thoughts over here to make this type of plan? No, they stepped in it, and they're like, "Oh shit, we stepped in it. We need to not step in it."
Well, I think it's a win-win situation on their side, because option A is people didn't rise up and say this is fucking stupid. They're like, well, we raise the price by 100%. We win that way. And if people say, hey, this is fucking stupid, which people did, they could just roll it back and look like the good guys. It's only a net positive for them.
But you can't look like the good guys if you're the one who made yourself look like the bad guys.
Yeah, you can.
That's like walking.
Exactly what happened.
It's like walking up to somebody and almost punching them.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah.
Well, you're
I feel like I'm almost punched.
It's like it's like walking up some guy on some random guy on the street just goes up to you, like, see,
it's like, shit.
Yeah, but aren't you glad I didn't punch you? We're cool, right? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't punch me, but that doesn't mean that I'm happy with you.
Yes.
Hey, people were rising up to praise Xbox because of this decision.
Yeah, this shit's dumb. If you're rising up to praise Xbox after this, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
praise them after this.
You got.
I think it was
you know what's going to happen.
Maybe it was
more than a half. They're just going to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, they have to completely drive down the value of games to the point where it doesn't matter.
I mean, they're on the way to doing it.
I'm well aware of that. Trust me. That's their actual genius plan. They just drive the cost of games into the toilet and just crash the whole system. It's like, well, if we can't play, then fuck them all.
Yeah.
Well, I did see an article recently that Medium, their exclusive that came out recently, recouped all its development costs, even though that's on Game Pass day and date.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very good. I was a little surprised about that. I don't. People
who cares? That's really
it's not a big budget title.
Yeah. What game is it?
It's like a Silent Hill type of thing. I've been playing it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of those games where nothing happens.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, like Silent Hill.
Hard to argue that. At least the music's good in Silent Hill.
Oh, they got the composer from Silent Hill to compose the music.
Oh, this game, right? I did hear about this game.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
I haven't heard anyone actually talk about it though, other than like, oh yeah, it's like Silent Hill.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, some people like it, some people don't. Reaction to it has been pretty medium.
And damn it. I hate you, Joe.
We're moving on. Looks like Vicarious Visions, who have done a quite excellent job with Tony Hawk 1 and 2, have been rewarded for their efforts by being merged into Blizzard.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Ostensibly, although not exactly specifically stated, to work on the Diablo 2 remake or remaster,
redesign, whatever you want to
redesign,
whatever
Final Fantasy VII bullshit name you want to give it.
Oh, this is official.
Yeah.
No, it's not official.
Oh, it's not official? Okay.
It's not official. This is just what everybody is expecting that they will be doing.
That's unfortunate.
They absorbed the remake guys to do what?
One remake.
Yeah.
Well,
the remake.
Vicarious Visions were never like the people who are working on the mainline Tony Hawk games. Yeah. They were always doing like the ports and like the weird versions, like the Game Boy version. I mean the GBA version or whatever.
Oh, that really great game.
That shit's fucking hot.
That game was terrible.
I don't know. Hot. That's my favorite Tony Hawk game.
You are crazy for that one, Theo, but I actually did think it was a pretty cool
isometric shit. What? Yeah. I think it's great.
They took the scatter die approach, and that was interesting. How successful they were, I mean, I don't hate it like Dre does, but I thought it was kind of cool. And Tony Hawk 1+2 is incredible.
Yes, Tony Hawk 1+2 was really good.
It's really fantastic. I played a lot of that game last year, and
waiting for that to hit Steam.
It is
me too.
So good. That game is fucking great.
They took their epic money and ran. So
bless them. So like, as far as that, like, I mean, I would like to see them do other things. I guess if they're working on the Diablo 2 remake or whatever, then sure. But like, I don't know. I'd like to see them work on other things. That would have been nice.
Well, I mean, if they're in Blizzard, they're going to work on Blizzard properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, there's like 10 Blizzard games.
Will they add how many into Overwatch?
Well, let's see. Blizzard IPs include Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, Overwatch,
and
Blackthorn, Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, I think.
Heroes of the Storm,
Heroes of the
which
Storm
I guess is technically a mash of all their stuff.
Blizzard All Stars.
Blizzard All Stars. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Let's get that Lost Vikings remake. Fuck a sequel, just a remake.
We got a Blackthorn sequel.
Blackthorn sequel. Yeah.
That'd be hype.
Who knows? They might have more plans for these guys beyond Diablo stuff, which would be.
I hope so. Yeah. I hope so.
I mean, like if it's something like they're gonna bring out a Blizzard arcade type of thing, it could be fine.
Yeah, that launcher does need more stuff.
They could have somebody working on their old games that may actually care about their old games instead of like the stuff they did with Warcraft 3.
Oh god, that was so bad.
You know what? This might have something to do with that decision because the response to that Warcraft 3 Reforged is one of the most negative things to have been spoken about that company.
I think you're probably right. That's because if you get a bunch of people who clearly know how to take an old game and make it look good.
Yeah,
in this current gen,
they're pretty much the Blue Point.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like they're up there with Blue Point. So yeah,
that's just us speaking optimistically.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll be glass half full. I'm generally glass half full, so I try to be real, but like I like to be positive.
I'm not somebody who pines for the days of Diablo 2. Like, I think Diablo 2 was fine for its time. But
I was actually going to ask, what do you guys take on a remake for Diablo 2? I played very little of it, and I did not like it at all.
I liked it when it was out, and I played it a lot when it was out. But I wasn't one of those people that kept playing it for a decade after.
Yeah. So I certainly didn't. Yeah.
Like I think Diablo 2 for what it was fucking great. But it was hilariously imbalanced. I mean, there was lots of fun busted shit that you could do, and then there was just some straight up awful broken shit in that game.
Like PvP. There's no PvP in Diablo 3 because it's trash.
PvP in Diablo was always stupid.
Yeah.
Always stupid.
Yeah, you see the barbarian, you disconnect or you die.
Or he spin into you?
Yeah.
No, he's leaping to you. He's
leaping to you, and then he spins when he's next to you, and then you die. He just hulks, and then Tasmanian devils you, and then you die. And that's a wrap.
I would like to see Diablo 2 with more modern sensibilities.
Yeah,
stuff like not being locked to a grid for movement, respecking.
Oh my god, respecking's in the game now, isn't it?
Yes,
they put that in like one of the last patches or some shit.
They literally put that in like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. I would say like we talked about it. I think
an adventure mode.
Oh yeah, you need that. You absolutely need that.
That has to be in the game now.
You don't want to just have to grind chapter 5 forever and ever and ever.
No, I mean if they made, I mean we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And they also have to be careful not to cannibalize Diablo 4 with
That's right.
I was just about to say if you add too much changes, then like what's the point of
Diablo 4?
What's the point of making it Diablo 2? If that's the case.
Mean, you keep enough of what's in there.
Yeah, you keep them
you keep the mechanics, you keep the classes, you don't change any of that. You don't change any of the core fundamentals that make the game what it is. Like an adventure mode is fine because I'm sure Diablo 4 is going to have different classes in it. And amongst other things, I'm sure there will be other things that will make it different enough. I think there's room for both. Which one you'll see first, who the fuck knows? But like,
Diablo 2 remake,
likely that, because who the fuck knows in Diablo 4?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Diablo 4 we've seen previews of will not look nothing like the finished product.
Oh, absolutely not. No, I don't believe anything I've seen in those trailers.
If we even get a finished product at all,
I actually forgot about that.
This might be just like a StarCraft Ghost kind of thing.
No, I don't think it'll get canceled. I don't think it'll be that bad.
Careful, your optimism's showing again.
I'm fucking the most optimistic person in this cast. What the fuck are you talking about? It's always showing.
I don't know how this happened, but I think that I am the second most optimistic person on this cast.
How am I not the second?
You hate everything too.
Yeah, you're on.
I love everything.
Oh, really?
I just will talk shit about the things I also love. Unlike
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I talk a lot about the stuff I like in that game. I just don't like the story.
You don't like the story.
Isn't that
might be one of the best parts of the game.
Yeah, isn't that the entire game for real? Though?
Yeah, like the game, arguably the best part of that game.
There's still the art, the music, the open world. There's a bunch of stuff in that game that I like.
Poker in Mexico.
That doesn't happen.
That was part one.
That's part one.
It's Joe's favorite thing to do in part one.
As far as I got. As far as I got. I couldn't leave.
Yeah, your heart was in Mexico.
That's right. I left that in Mexico.
At the poker table.
At the poker table.
All right, let's round this up with some fighting game stuff.
Hey.
King of Fighters 15 got official trailer dropped since our last recording, and a couple of extra random character reveals and such. It's King of Fighters, so I'm generally uninterested until I see if specific characters are in it. So if you guys want to talk about what's going on.
I don't think Hydern's going to be in this one.
No, I don't think so either.
He was in 14.
He was in 14.
He might be, dude. So I think this game is going to launch with like 40, like almost 50 characters.
That's really high.
Check the amount of characters in the last game, and it doesn't sound so high anymore.
Yeah, look, KOF 14 does have a lot of characters.
Absurd amount of characters, and you gotta remember there was only like 8 DLC characters.
Yeah, there's Rock,
Vanessa,
Whip, Vanessa,
Hydern
was DLC, yeah.
Oswald,
Najd. And I forget the other name. Yeah, it's a dumb name.
It sounds like a Final Fantasy X character.
It looks like a Final Fantasy X character.
He looks like a Kingdom Hearts character, so very close.
Yeah.
So practically the same thing. It's a No More. It looks like a No More design.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even joking. It has like a black hood and everything.
Yeah,
Cheese as a black hood.
I really dislike that character and hope
I
don't see her back.
I'm probably gonna bring back some of the characters they brought in. I want Rock Howard back. God damn it!
I mean, we got Shun A and Nathan Kuhn back.
So Sleepy Boy is cool. Yeah, Sleepy Boy is cool. Shun A is overdesigned.
Yeah, it does.
He's this close to being a really great looking character.
Take the headset off. Take the headphones off.
Roll down the sleeve. Roll down the short leg. And take the jacket off.
Take the headphones off. That's all.
No, headphones can stay on because that's fine. But he has a wallet chain, a jacket that's kind of hanging off. He's got one fucking leg rolled up. That's too much.
No more a character.
Yeah, but it's too much. It's too much.
Somebody that draws, that's way too much.
And then the color scheme is terrible, Theo.
Yeah, what is that person's silhouette like? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's bad. He's over designed in the worst way. Like, he looks like OC Don't Steal and a bad one.
Put him into a Sonic game.
It's horrible. Like, he would fit right in. It's bad. So, like,
moveset is pretty good though.
Yeah, his moveset is great. Like, everything else about his character is great. He's like, his visual is just very overdesigned. Sleepy Boy looks awesome. Benimaru, this might be Benimaru's best design. His model looks fucking fantastic.
He has defected to China.
That's right. He's a baby. There was a picture of like Benimaru holding Shanae and Sleepy Boy in like a fucking yeah, in like a carriage. He's babysitting the new kids. Everyone's like, "Oh, Benimaru's jumping ship." I'm like, man, Benny always hangs out with whoever the main characters are. It's fine. Yeah. That's what he does.
It's true. Like Tung Fu never fit on that team anyway.
Yeah. Like, it's cool that like Benny's hanging out with the new kids. That's fine. Like, you can't expect Kyo to hang out with the new main character. That doesn't make any sense. How do you do? That's not like Kyo. You know, I think who's going to be Kyo's teammate this year?
Who?
Iori.
Oh my, that would be Kyo, Iori, and probably not Goro Daimon.
No, I don't think Goro Daimon's going to be in the game.
I don't think so either. I think he's going to go home and be a family man.
I think he's taking this one off. Yeah. We know K-Dash is going to be in there. He was like in the art.
Yeah. That team is not changing. That team will be K-Dash, Kula, and Maxima forever.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Well, they did mention, that was one of the things that SNK had mentioned, that they're switching the teams up this year. They're like, we're going to see like some shuffling that we haven't, the likes of we have not seen since like KOF 2000.
Then, so you know what? Yeah, Kula might defect.
I just look. I mean, I'm curious to see who Terry's teammates are going to be this year. Because Terry's had some wacko teams before.
You know what?
Like,
I think you might get.
I
think you might get your wish, and they'll put Rock Howard on Terry's team. I think you might get your wish.
If Rock Howard is defaultly in the game, I want Garo designed Terry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Terry, Rock Howard, and Blue Mary.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh, that was the other DLC. Really that was another DLC character, Blue Mary.
She was the other DLC character. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, I'm excited because the gameplay, like the trailers, are cut in that very short way that you can't see much of what's happening, but it looks mechanically similar to KOF 14.
It looks better than when KOF 14 had first shown itself.
That's not a high bar to clear.
No, it's not. But I looked at it and I'm like, this looks fine. This looks like what it needs to look like. We're not going to get that gorgeous KOF 13 sprite work back.
No, it's never happening.
No, but KOF 13 can live it off its own bubble as one of the best KOFs to ever exist.
That's right.
It'll be fine. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's not changing.
No.
It can be its own personal KOF Third Strike, although that's 2002, I think.
That is correct, actually. There is a Third Strike of KOF. It is 100% 2002.
Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe Street Fighter 4 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Sure. But yeah, that game, I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping they don't botch it too hard. It's SNK.
I'm excited.
Look, I'm excited because it's KOF.
Yeah.
And I'm generally excited by KOF.
Yeah. I love KOF. I've never been good at it. And every time a new KOF comes out, I'm like, this will be the time. And then their netcode sucks, and then no one's ever playing.
That is what I'm concerned about.
Except the people who are like hardcore KOF. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to learn anything. I have nobody who's interested because the netcode sucks, so I have no friends to play to grow with.
Sage M said something hilarious recently where he was like, look, KOF, it's all about just figuring out your jump trajectory. Short, special move. Mm-hmm. It cancel in the super. Like, that's KOF. That's been KOF, or you roll, or you throw a fireball.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. Those are your options. And, like, that's been KOF for literally forever. It's all about figuring out your jump trajectories. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. He's not wrong. So I thought that was kind of hilarious because it's true. But yeah,
I love the 3v3 style.
Yeah, it's always been great. Yeah. The team format's always been great.
Yes,
it worked. It's great in CVS too.
It's fantastic in that game.
Yeah, and I want a good 50 characters, and we probably will get something similar to that. So
I mean, that's the franchise where it makes the most sense to have a ridiculous. Any game where you have to pick more than one character to field your team, you need to have a lot of characters.
Yes. And they're reusing a lot of the animations from 14, which is fine to me because reusing assets. It already looks better, so I don't care.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a slight step above Street Fighter 4.
Yes,
in terms of
it does.
graphical power, which is fine. Like Street Fighter 4 still looks good.
Yeah, it does.
In time.
Yeah, it does.
Art style is all that matters.
Yes, I actually really like the art style so far.
The only thing that's important in fighting games is making sure that the information that is being displayed to the players is as clear as possible.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, Guilty Gear. Which this current version that's going to be coming out has not really done a good job of...
they still haven't fixed it.
Showing things that look clear.
It's UI.
What they have potentially fixed is rollback netcode showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
It wasn't in the beta, unfortunately. So they have announced all but one character for the game so far. There's a date. Was it April, Joe? Or I forget the exact date.
I don't recall. I think it was April.
Yeah, I believe it was April. So there are a bunch of fucking character trailers. One of the new characters who also looks like Vanessa from KOF and then she looks great. Giovanna, she looks really cool.
This
game has good netcode. I'm going to buy it.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to buy it. That's what's going to happen.
I'm more excited about this than I was about Grand Blue last year. Like everybody I know said they were, I'm gonna buy Grand Blue, I'm gonna play the shit out of it. So I'm like, fine, I'll buy it. And then they all stop playing, and I'm like, I fucking hate this.
I was upset by that game because the netcode was bad.
I was upset with that game for other reasons, but the netcode didn't help.
The netcode didn't help. Like, being able to play your game online in a functional way is the most useful thing a fighting game needs to do now. Especially more than ever now, considering that like people want to actually run tournaments online now. And most of the time it's a fucking disaster. Like, thank God for Parsec. Because if not for Parsec, I'm pretty sure most tournament scenes would not be in a good place right now.
That's right.
So thank God for Parsec. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to see they listened. They fucking listened, man.
Well, people would stop screaming at them about it.
The next thing they should listen to is making their lobby system not ass.
Yeah.
Well, the lobby system isn't great, but you can do search for matches. You don't have to use the lobby system to get matches. You can just do search in training mode. There's an online training mode that you'll be able to send an invite to a person and like get some good matches. And you know, if you're running to a player who wants to actually exchange information with you, you guys can just straight up go into a training lobby together.
It's still a 2D side scroller.
Yes, yeah.
Lobby mode, yep.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. It still looks bad. Like they kept that mode.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. So it just needs to work. Maybe they just got it to work. I don't know, because it just didn't work. But the fact that you can just search for matches in training mode from the menu, the fact that there's a button that you can start a match from the menu. You press start, quick match, boom, you just get in, immediately play. And I'm like, this is one of these things that like I have been screaming about for years, and we're getting it. So, you know, not a ton of other single player features, but again, the most important part of the game works. So,
well, they have
or will work hopefully.
What is it? Do you remember that that Metal Gear encyclopedia thing on the PS3?
I do. Yes.
So they kind of have that for this game, which is like really useful because while the lore of Guilty Gear is cool, the story has never made any sense.
Anime.
It is.
So now they have like a whole basically encyclopedia of stuff, so you can go through. They have a timeline.
Yes.
You can go and check out what's going on.
Because every game is a different story. Every version of every game is a different storyline. By the way,
so like Triple X Accent Core is a storyline.
Yes.
Okay. Was that a real game?
Probably. No.
Close.
Double
X Accent Core, I think, is a real game.
Core.
Okay.
And there's Double X Accent Core Plus. And then there's Double X Accent Core R.
I might have
last version.
Might have seen Triple X Accent Core on some other site. I'm not sure.
You probably did. Sounds like you're in a different site, man. Just saying.
Yeah, that's the Pornhub version, right?
Whoa, what are you talking about, man?
Oh, you know it's out there.
Of course it's out there.
Yes. If Biken equals true, Rule 34 is also true.
Jesus Christ, Biken. Yeah, another character that everyone's going to scream about, and we're going to get, no one's going to play her.
Yep.
Because that's how that works.
I can tell you, I never enjoyed playing Biken because her freaking mat attack was so obnoxious.
Tatami Gaishi?
The Tatami Gaishi was
like that.
Nuts from the first time I ever used that character in X.
It's like,
this move is dumb.
Why is this match so invincible?
It's so good. It's so stupid, and it's been good.
Yep,
it has been good.
That thing stays on the screen for like 30 seconds.
Guilty Gear X. That move is dumb. Holy shit! But yeah, I'm actually a lot more excited. Once that rollback announcement was officially said, I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm super duper excited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know Guilty Gear is the original OC Don't Steal universe, but like, it is, man. That's Shutari isn't like fucking hide it. You know, but there's like progression with the characters. You know, they look different in a way that they still look familiar at some point.
Dude's name is Soul Bad Guy.
Hey, Soul Bad Guy, man.
He's the good guy.
That's right.
They also play different in between each game.
Yeah,
but yet still have enough similarities that it's basically like King of Fighters, except they don't put one out every year.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not anymore.
Not anymore, but like King of Fighters would come out each year, and then each year your character would just be slightly different.
Yeah, throw a fireball in a slightly different way, or you got a new anti-air move, or move would change from like to an overhead or not. Or
are we gonna have Punch Kyo, or are we gonna have Ground Fireball Kyo this year?
Or we're gonna have both, because they did that too. And I'm not talking about like multiple Kyos, just a Kyo that has Fireball and punches.
Yes,
which was KOF 2003 Kyo and 11.
And CVS too.
And CVS. No, he doesn't have a Fireball in that.
No, he has the
Punch Kyo.
Punch Kyo. Yeah,
Kyo. Yeah, Kyo's Punch
Kyo.
Kyo.
Does not have a Fireball?
Nope.
No.
In CVS?
Nope.
Not even once. Maybe in CVS 1. Maybe EX Kyo is Fireball Kyo.
I wish they would do that for more fighting games, by the way.
EX versions?
Yes.
I guess. It's a nice way to split the move differences, or just have different... Yeah, I guess. Or make that like part of the groove system, like you pick your moveset. Well, that's what Mortal Kombat does. Mortal Kombat has that.
Yeah, so. It's a neat feature. I like it.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
So, Guilty Gear, yay! I'm excited.
I'll reserve judgment for when it drops. Then I will make my judgment, and then maybe I'll play it.
I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
I usually buy Guilty Gear, but I really, really dislike the UI in this game.
Yeah, it looks like shit still.
I think they've made a couple of improvements, like the life bar contrast is not as terrible as it used to be.
It doesn't look like it's part of the background anymore.
Not good. I still don't like the fact that the combo counter takes up half the screen.
Yeah, they need to change that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
that needs to go. It's just the lobby system is still garbage. Even if they've improved it, it's still garbage.
Yeah.
And there's just I think a lot of tweaks that need to happen to that game before it should come out. I don't know what's up with Arc System Works, but they like doing this like lobby system as some sort of like mini game or escape from the game type of bullshit.
Like
and it's garbage.
It doesn't need to be that.
No, it doesn't.
It literally just needs. I really don't remember who it. Here it is. There's a channel on YouTube that I watch called I think it's like the Video Game Doctor or something, and he goes over good design and bad design. That's like his thing. And he was talking about menu design, and he was like, listen, your menu is a menu for a reason. It needs to be a menu. Yes. Don't complicate your shit.
No.
Just like, don't make your menus more complicated than they need to be.
I liked it in Ultimax.
You liked it in what?
Ultimax.
Well, like the hub world shit?
Yeah, P4 Ultimax. When you sat down, you sat down on the arcade console?
I mean,
it was cool.
It's okay. Like I think it's unnecessary. It doesn't need to be that.
Who don't give a fuck about fighting games? So
yeah, like I mean, I guess it's like it's kind of neat, but it's so unnecessary.
Because the most important thing about it is you turn on your game and you want to play your game. So like, why do they make you play another game before you can play your game? Like, if you say, hey, I want to get into this game and just basically fight somebody. And the way you do that is by moving your character over to an arcade machine and sitting down before you even get to the menu to do that. Why? Just make the menu so you can fight the character or fight the person.
And then you accidentally leave, and then suddenly you're waiting in line again. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think...
Don't complicate it. You're right.
Push the button, go into rank match. Push the button, go into quick match. That's it. That's all it needs to be, man. That's all it ever should be. You know, the matchmaking should be on the game itself to figure out. It's like, okay, well, this person just started playing this game today. I mean, there's an assessment thing that happens in Guilty Gear where like you play the game, like I think like you literally have to play the computer and then it assesses your skill level. It's like, okay, this guy actually knows how to do combos, you know, like shit like that. this guy killed this guy in this many seconds, so he's going to get this kind of ranking. Right? And they throw you into that. I mean, you can go above that, but I don't think you can go below that.
Here, I'll put it to you like this. Since I started playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, this is an RPG. This game is basically built on trying to immerse you, and they still let you pick Virtua Fighter from the menu. You don't even have to go into the game to play Virtua Fighter.
Yes.
If you say, hey, I want to play Virtua Fighter, you don't have to go and find an arcade cabinet in the game where you should be immersed into doing that. You literally could just pick it from the menu. Don't complicate shit.
Yes. And it's 2-player from the menu.
And it's 2-player from the menu.
Beautiful.
Best modern version of Virtua Fighter.
The only
singular.
I mean, like, that's... I like Virtua Fighter. I'm not going to play that game competitively. I was never good at it, but I respect it a lot as a 3D fighter. And I'm never going to play it, but I respect the fuck out of the fact that this game exists as a menu option in Yakuza Like a Dragon. And that was like one reason why I wanted to get the game. I'm like, I will probably never play it, but I want to have it.
Yeah, just want to have Virtua Fighter available.
That game definitely respects your time.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Sure it does.
It respects my time if I want to play Virtua Fighter.
You can stop at any time, Theo. Anytime you want.
That's a dangerous place to put an injection, Joe. Just inject it into my jugular. I need it. I think that's all the news we got for today, guys.
We did it.
Relatively a loud end of January.
Oh, yeah. A little crazy.
Let's hope the rest of the year is a little more quiet.
One would hope.
Let's not, because it'd probably be more interesting for us if it wasn't.
Define interesting.
Yeah, I could use a little more human being interaction. Yes.
Yeah, me too. That makes two of us. Something I discovered about myself. Yeah. I actually like people a lot. I like being around them.
Yeah,
I like interacting with them.
I'm sorry. I don't want to turn 40 and be alone. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, Joe, I will be there for your birthday.
Okay.
Dude. Okay.
Good.
I'm not gonna fucking make you celebrate your 40th fucking birthday by yourself. The fuck out of here.
Good.
Come on.
Celebrate.
Whatever. We'll get drunk and play video games. It'll be great.
Okay.
That doesn't sound great.
It sounds good to me.
It sounds like my 30th birthday.
It would sound great without getting drunk.
Well, it's, okay.
Well, you
don't like getting drunk.
I like getting drunk. I like getting drunk.
First of all, if you're going to be 40, you can't be doing that getting drunk shit.
No, you cannot.
Sure, I can.
You're just going to hate it when you
just drinks water. You just drink water, man. You're okay.
For two very specific reasons, I can do it. But
yeah. You just gotta drink water. Look, you just gotta drink like a fucking adult. You can't be drinking like you're.
Oh my god! Like ice water is like the most refreshing thing.
Good.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! With some lemons in it, some lemon slices.
Doesn't even need that. No.
Drinking in easy mode is it's fine, dude. Yeah. Like you drink, you have a glass of water. You drink, you have a glass of water. It's boom. That's it. Cheat code.
If you're like really thirsty and you just like drink some ice water, it is like the best feeling.
Yeah,
bro, it's easy.
Top tier drink. Top tier one with a bullet.
Ice water. Ice cold water.
It's a Tetris of liquids.
Absolutely, greatest of all time.
If it was ice cold, you couldn't drink it.
Sure, you could.
Oh boy, here we go.
God damn it! Too many pedantic assholes on this fucking podcast.
I said ice cold water, not ice.
What happens to water when it's ice cold?
It gets cold.
Okay. Anyway.
If you put ice into water, the water gets colder, the ice heats up.
Jesus.
And they meet somewhere in between into the best drink ever.
Why didn't anybody ever say that they want to eat water heated ice?
Because it just sounds weird.
That's what ice cold water is too. It's weird.
It doesn't taste weird. That's the important thing.
It depends on the water you're drinking.
That's true. I mean, from New York, it's always amazing.
That's right.
New York City.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think upstate New York, it's from the same reservoir, right?
Yeah, Catskills. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, if your pipes are good. Like some shithole town upstate.
Drinking mountain snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I was about to name drop. I shouldn't be doing things like that.
I mean, you were trying to name drop people from GameStop.
Look, and they shouldn't be broadcasting shit on a TV to your workers, let you know that they don't care about you. Okay, just saying.
That is a bit of a blow up. He's right.
They can go fuck themselves, as far as I'm concerned. What's he gonna do? Fire me?
Yes, yes, and then nobody would care about you.
Just gonna point out that since the secret has been revealed, the branding that we are using for this podcast
is very interesting.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It's all fine.
Yeah.
No, it's
a great number.
It's just 4 numbers we put together.
Yep.
Absolutely. Nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, what?
Huh?
Okay. Okay.
You mean A42 podcast?
Exactly. One of many. There's so many. Come on.
Singular unum.
You can find all of those many A4205 casts on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Instagram, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, or Apple Music Store, whatever it's called. Google Play, YouTube Music Store.
We're on pretty much everything. You can find us anywhere.
Some random sketchy thing emailed us and said that we're on it, and I was like, I didn't ask for this.
Cool.
Felt like Adam Jensen.
That's like Adam Jensen. Yep. And then he threw the fridge out the window.
No,
with shades on.
Did not do that.
That comes from the side of your head.
I need those shades because the fake eyes from the augmentations that I did not ask for.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the eyes. Thanks.
Join the Discord.
Which we said at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah,
but we'll say it again.
Bookend it.
Discord.
Bookend it with the Discord. Join it.
Join it, baby. Come hang out.
People might have forgotten during the 30-second break. So
exactly, you never know.
Yep.
And since this is still Saturday night, I would like to predict that Edge wins the Royal Rumble.
Is that a safe prediction? Okay, all right. Hey,
And that's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Thanks for it. What is this? 190?
198.
8?
200 coming soon.
Getting close to 200. Better figure it out. Or just
we got it. I mean, we're gonna do it.
We could be like
at 199.
Yeah, we could be like Thursday catch up and just be like, all right, this is it.
We had a good run.
I mean, we legitimately had a good run.
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years, man.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Keep it rolling.
We're not going anywhere though.
That's right.
You'll see more of
Keep
us.
DMCA. Keep DMC. Oh, sorry.
Right.
That's a weird Devil May Cry. Which one is that?
We got to keep it rolling because what happens to a wheel when it starts rolling downhill?
It gets out of control.
He gets out of control. It keeps rolling,
and then it hits something.
You're right. So let's keep spiraling out of control until we hit something.
It sounds great. I'm into it.
Yeah.
That's on brand.
4205 cast off.